What was your biggest I just effed up moment?
My big F up moment came last night. I committed a crime against dinner etiquette that will go down in the history books. It started when my wife's boss invited us over for dinner. My wife, who had just started a new job, spent the entire car ride coaching me like I was about to testify in court. Please, just be normal, she begged. I smirked. Babe, I always make a great impression.
Spoiler. He did not make a great impression.
At first, everything was going great. Drinks were poured, conversation was smooth, my jokes were landing. My wife's boss, a sophisticated woman in her 50s, was laughing, and my wife looked relieved. I was absolutely crushing it. Then came the steaks. Now, I like my steak medium. I can even handle rare. But what landed on my plate? This wasn't rare. This was a crime. This was still legally a cow, so raw that was probably still eligible for life insurance. I swear, if I had pressed my fork to it, it would have mooed in protest. I glanced at my wife's plate. Her steak was perfectly medium rare. I looked back at mine. I was one bite away from starring in a National Geographic documentary. My brain started spiraling. I couldn't not eat it. I had just raved about how amazing it looked, but I also couldn't eat it. I'm not a vampire. And that's when I saw my salvation, the window. A beautiful, wide-open third-story window. It was so simple. My wife's boss had stepped into the kitchen to put the finishing touches on dessert, and my wife was distracted. All I had to do was launch the steak out the window, and this nightmare would be over. I grabbed my steak, gave it a quick shake, because, my God, there was so much blood. With the precision of an Olympic athlete, I launched it toward freedom. Here's the big-time F-up. The window wasn't open.
Oh my God.
It was the cleanest freaking window you've ever seen in your life. Instead of disappearing into the night like a well-executed mistake, the steak hit the glass full force, making a sickeningly wet slap before slowly sliding down, leaving a long, bloody streak of shame. Time stopped. I turned to my wife. She had just witnessed the whole thing and was staring at me, her eyes wide with pure, unfiltered rage. And then, because the universe wanted me dead, her boss walked back in. She stopped.
What?
She took in the scene. The steak, sitting on the windowsill like a horror movie prop. The horrifying smear of steak juice across her immaculate window. My completely empty plate. Silence. I panicked. I had to say something. "Oh my God," I blurted. I'm such a klutz. I was just cutting it and it just flew. I turned to my wife for help. She offered nothing, just stared at me with the cold, dead eyes of a woman reevaluating her life choices. And that's when I knew. I had one option left. I got up, grabbed the steak, and made a hasty attempt to clean the mess, trying not to smear the blood around the window with my cloth napkin. After I'd done my best to wipe the dust and shame off, I ate every single cold, raw, slimy bite of that steak. The rest of the night? Agonizing. The car ride home? Somehow even worse. My wife's only words? "I'm fine." Update, just got a text from her. Good news. My boss and I just had a good laugh about how much of an idiot you are. I hope you know you will never live this down. Love you, you moron.